Did
I mean, fair. Yeah, 100%, at least once. Well, it says we're on the internet. It looks like we're on the internet. Did I switch to the correct color cards? I did. Those are the Tyranny cards. Whew.
Woo, woo, woo.
We're so good today.
Now for the sound check. Let's see.
Just today.
Well, we gotta be. There's options, some days are better than others, and that light's just blinding you there.
I clicked a link that somebody put in Discord in another server, and it opened on my main screen, and it was just like staring into the face of God. It's like when the Nazis opened the Ark of the Covenant during
Exactly.
the Lost Ark.
What do you? I mean, my face is right here in Foundry. You didn't need a whole other web page for that.
I mean, I was quoting a movie.
So understand the face of God. I'm right here.
Yeah.
80s movies aren't his thing.
Sir,
remember we established this.
Movies aren't my thing, which is why we had to have the mandate of movies, which we clearly need another one of. All right, well, who wants to give our super exciting recap of what happened a month ago?
Ropers. Oh
Somebody
no, there's
died?
Jonathan. Yeah, oh no, there's Jonathan. Darvin gets eaten. Back to Candlekeep. Woohoo! Camp outside some borrow place that I can't read the rest of my note for what it says. And then I just have let's level up and meet Grove Tender. Very good notes, I think.
I mean, that is basically all that happened.
I mean, they're superb notes, in my opinion. Perfect recollection.
Wow. That's what we got today. That's the quality we're working with.
It's been a month,
Top quality.
Well, a lot of that session was spent running from the Ropers and looking for Jonathan.
We found him.
Did we? We did.
Yeah, he's alive.
You did. You found.
We were paid for keeping him alive.
Jonathan.
Oh, well. How about that?
Yes. Did I really lose the fucking map? Fuck me.
Yes.
Sad.
I think I really did. Come on, open. Nope, none of that. Nope, not that. No, I just named it fucking something dumb. There we go. Okay, well, I mean, if that's what we got for a recap, that's what we got. Thank you for doing a boring recap.
Would you like a play-by-play? The Roper attacked this person. This person ran this way. Oh no, what do we do?
You know,
Juniper and Ivy jumped ship.
There you go. There's a little bit extra detail. He did jump ship.
We didn't mean to. We just didn't. She ran faster than us. It's not our fault that Zaya's a fast runner.
No.
No, it was more like, oh, I just did I got a pedicure and I can't get my feet wet. Oh.
What's a pedicure? Is that something we eat?
I might have embellished that
It's
a little bit.
a pet to cure, so you're eating
Obviously.
a pet?
Well, if you cure meat before you eat it.
I
so
mean, who knows where Auntie's getting that meat from?
Auntie has done all sorts of things.
I remember a talking tree.
There definitely was at the end a talking tree.
Remy got used as a shoulder ornament by a really tall lady.
Yup, you were a little robotic there, but I think you said that Hiromi was a shoulder ornament. by a really tall lady.
I played with
And
my alchemy
Discord must
kit.
be being weird again today. Because Floral we normally don't have sound issues with. But yeah, Hiromi
It's
was an
because
ornament.
she's stepped so far away from her computer.
Ah,
That's why.
wireless headset thing. Got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, some people may or may not have pissed off ropers by firing a really loud weapon at them
And hitting them.
and hitting them. Somebody
Let's
may
not
or may
forget
not
the
have
important
died.
part there.
A glorious, terrible death of being eaten by said roper. The cook was found, or we did find him, and then shortly after that was Atticus, and then eventually Zaya, and then that place was really loud because of the waterfall at the back of the cave, so communication wasn't easy to do by any means. Did eventually get out, made it back to camp. You got paid, and had a nice long rest. We hit level 2 for some of us, most of us. Had introduced a tree, which, I mean, seems to be okay. It's a giant tree that obviously, Ivy's relative probably sent this way because they talk to plants all the time. That's clearly what happened.
That's what Ivy is convinced happened. Whether or not it's true is a different story.
That's fair. That is fair. Well, let's do this. What does this sound like? Nice travel music. If you have Sirenscape, this is Sirenscape music. This is not Inside Foundry.
Oh, I gotta have it open on the other screen, otherwise it won't play. Alright, well, I understand the assignment now.
You have to turn that on in Chrome.
I did, I just had it in the same tab grouping as Foundry, so I didn't hear anything.
I have it in the
So I
same
had
tabbing. Anyway, moving on, don't care. Who remembers what your mission is? What was the quest you accepted from your guild?
The caravan.
Guarding the caravan
Guarding caravan.
through going to some mountain, and then for some crystal things.
I don't know, escort caravan until
Yeah.
they tell me I'm done.
Yeah, we're going to the AMN mountains to get some crystal things, and then come back.
So if they
Cascade
never
into
say you're
mountains and
done
come
and you're
back.
staying with the caravan, Juniper?
I mean, it's not a bad gig. I mean, Jonathan's a really good cook and infinite snacks.
As the
I'm usually
drool's just
traveling.
running down her face.
I mean, Juniper is going to be real hard pressed to leave Jonathan and his snack cart behind.
I think our quest varied depending on where we got it from.
It was either protect the caravan or help get the crystal thingies. But either
That
way,
is-
going to the mountains and back.
That is correct, depending on
I
if you
wrote that
were
down.
mercenary or the adventure guild. The mercenaries were there strictly for protection. The adventuring guild people, you were there to walk with them, help out as needed, but mostly was whenever you get to the Mountains to help with whatever it is that they are mining there, as well as the provisions that they are dropping off.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing neither.
Yeah, you're just this random tree that they just picked up off the side of the road.
My new best friend. I mean, after my dragon friend, because my little dragon friend is more of my friend, but you're a friend too, don't worry.
We had to move the dead limb so we could get the carriage by.
Wow.
I feel like I should call you Firewood.
That's rude.
It's a term of endearment.
Is it? Okay. I don't know much about people. It might be. I mean, Auntie called me some weird things sometimes.
Seriously, I question who allowed Auntie to raise a child. I have so many questions about her qualifications.
Well,
Was one
Auntie's
of-
the only adult I've ever known.
Was one of them emergency ration?
Baby dinner bell.
Hello, Life
Vegetarian
Alert.
option?
Look, that's Curse of Strahd. We're mixing up our campaigns, folks. We can't talk about the Barovian dinner bell right now.
No, I didn't say Barovian. You know, people came from the Feywild all the time.
Never trust food from the Feywild.
Auntie said the same thing, but then she said that I'm kind of sort of from there. I'm very confused on my origins too.
Well, the morning break of the fast is its typical light meal, which I am sure Juniper's first in line for.
Oh yes. Moment the snack cart was open. Right there.
After food, cleaning everything back up, the caravan begins its trek, continuing its way to the Mountains. I would like everybody to give me a perception check, please.
I really need to get this character some of those fun feats that you love so much.
No, I will burn your character at the stake.
This is why this character doesn't have those. So I am very obsessed with my dragon friend.
Boy, we did excellent.
Did it skip one again? Oh,
Oh,
no,
there
there
it
they
is.
are. Okay. We
are
had problems
so
in another
intelligent.
world where like one of them wasn't popping up. That's why I asked that. Awesome sauce. Man, guys, the DC was super low. Only Wilford and Juniper would notice that the skyline on the east seemed brighter, like orange, sooner than sunrise itself. It's just a little something that's just a little weird. It seemed brighter and orange in the east sooner than when the sun rose. That's just something two of you would notice. But then breakfast was had. Caravan broke down and away you guys go. Continuing to follow the coastway. You guys kind of breezed through. Had breezed past Bergost the day or so before, and so you're told that you're told that you should be to the Mountains by this evening, and that hopefully tomorrow morning will be the when the picking up of the crystals from the mine, and then depending on how quickly that goes, it may be the following day before you guys are heading back to Baldur's Gate. but that upon arrival at the in the Mountains is when you will get your first official payment from doing this job.
Money.
Mm-hmm.
Money is apparently important.
That's what I heard.
Money is very important, Ivy, because with money you can buy snacks.
Or you can just go find snacks in the woods where there's trees and stuff. Things grow there.
Alas, you cannot find cheesecake in the woods, nor can you find muffins.
What
So
is
do you,
this
do you eat trees?
cake
Is that
made
what I'm
of?
hearing?
Not you, not trees, but trees help grow other things too. Like there's all these fun herbs and vegetables and things, and sometimes there's flowers that you eat.
Personally a fan of primrose myself. Makes an excellent tea as well.
It does. Raspberry leaves too.
And honeysuckle. So tasty.
So good. I mean, you can give people ivy too, but ivy tea doesn't really help people. It tends to make some people sick. I wonder why.
Yes, but English ivy can be turned into soap, so not totally useless.
I never said it was useless.
Can't eat it?
What is a muffin?
It is this delectable confection made of bread, sometimes with fruit in it, and just they're light, fluffy, a little bit of butter. Oh, delicious. I should ask Jonathan if he'll make muffins.
What is bread?
Juniper's just gonna stop dead and just the look of the most utmost disgust and disbelief. Just, you've never had bread?
It's okay, Juniper. He said he.
Oh my God! I don't know how to.
In the earth, his roots go down and eat things, and he doesn't eat other things.
Oh my God!
Bread is sweet little creatures that scream when you eat them.
Hiromi, your input is not needed.
What, Grove Tender, what do you eat?
I was actually about to ask that. Can you eat?
I guess I could, but I prefer to just stand out in the sun for a little while and enjoy the feeling of it on my leaves.
So even if I gave you a muffin, you could not eat it?
I mean, maybe. I have never seen a muffin. I do not know what it is.
Oh, this is a travesty. The moment I have the chance, I must inform Jonathan. Oh my God! You poor creature! And Juniper's just gonna lightly pat his arm, just like, oh, you poor thing. You've never enjoyed cheese? A muffin?
Did you say something called a cheesesteak? Is there steaks made of cheese? I'm very confused on that one myself.
What is cheese?
I'm gonna guess you never heard of the Muffin Man.
I would assume that he is a man made out of muffins.
Well, that's not true. He lives down on Drury Lane.
The Muffin Man.
We do not have lanes in the forest, other than the disembodied voice that's controlling this character.
Dang it.
Well then.
That's DM inspiration right there.
I gotta go get something to drink. I'll be right back.
Are we driving him to drink this early in the night?
He broke himself with that.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's just getting some water. He needs more water in his system.
Yes,
No,
I
I
guess
don't.
Grove Tender drinks water, I'm sure.
I drank like a quart of water when I got home.
Oh, does that mean you have some holy water? Some Irish holy water in your house there?
No, actually, I don't. That's what I was looking for.
I have holy water.
Wow,
What?
that doesn't
It's-
surprise me.
It's
In any way, shape, or
Irish
form.
holy water.
Liquor.
Is
What do you
Irish
mean?
holy water. Whiskey.
We just had this argument in the Waterdeep game where Gerhardt was insulting Irish holy water and Tegan reached through the camera to murder that person.
Yeah.
Memories,
He
right?
like offended an entire culture right there. He did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
guess
that
that's
doing
three-letter
that.
agency will never again be allowed in Ireland because of Gerhard.
We'll have to let Gerhardt know. Saint Gerhardt.
He's lost his sainthood.
Apparently, I need to
Not
go
in
to the liquor
Normandy.
store.
Wow. Well, I mean the travel time is yours. If there's anybody you want to talk to, even amongst yourselves, this is your time. The road seems quiet and uneventful.
I'm curious as to how tall Grove Tender is, and if he has anything other than a trunk and limbs and leaves.
Well, I'm definitely huge compared to you, bud. If you were to give me a really good look, you would estimate that I'm probably about 7'2".
Oh wow.
He's our bodyguard, don't worry.
Grove Tender is taller than Zaya.
Does,
Oh wow, Juniper's
Gro-
gotta feel short then.
does Grove Tender have a satchel or any sort of stick or weapon or anything?
He has a wooden stick that he carries with him, and on his one arm he has something that looks like overgrown bark hanging off of it. And then he does have a fur that he keeps some things wrapped up in. Which, if you see him open and do anything with, there's to the untrained eye, there is nothing but just sticks and a small knife in there.
All you need in the forest.
That's just a little creepy. That's all.
Juniper is going to go inform Jonathan of the travesty that Grove Tender has never eaten a muffin, nor does he know what cheese is.
Well, as you get up to that wagon, you see him just, he doesn't hold any reins. He just sits there, and he's currently got a small, like, pocket knife in his hand and some kind of chunk of wood. He's just whittling something. You're not, there's no real shape, rhyme, or reason to it yet. But, like, as soon as you say that, he, like, cuts himself, but he doesn't notice that he does. Like, it's just one of those, what? What do you mean there's somebody in this caravan doesn't know what a muffin is?
Exactly, he has no idea what bread is, muffins. He doesn't know what cheese is, Jonathan. Also, you cut your hand.
Heretic! Heresy! We are gonna have to fix this. Muffins, yes, okay.
Maybe even cheese muffins.
What? What? No. Well, maybe.
Cheese
If they're
muffins
nice,
with a little bit
nice
of bacon
and
in it.
warm. Well, now you're just talking breakfast food.
No matter the flavor, a muffin isn't always time food.
I can't believe there's... Holy crap, I'm bleeding!
Yes, you are. Do you need me to wrap that for you, or do you have this handled?
He just sticks his finger in his mouth. That
That works too.
He sets his knife and down beside him. He sets a little block of wood he was messing with side beside him. He reaches into a satchel and he pulls out a couple of parchments of paper, and he pulls out this this feathered pen. The feather itself is a multicolored, starts with blue and then goes into an orange, and like the tip is gold. And he starts writing, "We have a heretic in the group. Someone who does not know what a muffin is, or what cheese is, or bread. This individual must be converted to the true faith of food." And you see like that's underlined 3 times.
I'm just sagely nodding along, like, yes, yes. In 100% agreement.
Does this mean he doesn't know what like bacon is? Or ham?
Honest-
Honeyed ham?
Honestly, from what I've understood, and Juniper like put the hand to her chest, just looks absolutely crestfallen. He's never eaten anything at all.
How is he alive?
I don't know. He says he eats sunlight or something.
Sunlight? That sounds like plant food. You can't live off of that. Oh, this poor creature. That's it. Listen to me, Juniper. Are you listening? Focus in. Focus in with those big,
Yes.
beautiful doe eyes. Look at me.
Maximum attention.
When it comes to dinner time, you make sure he's second in line. He's right there with you.
Of course, it was my plan anyways, but I'm glad you agreed.
We're gonna be at anyway. Why not have a feast? Celebrate me being alive. Thank you. By the way, I don't remember if I said that. Thank you very much for, saving me, you and the rest of the crew. I appreciate that. But now we need a feast. Yes, I can see
A
it.
very luxurious feast.
And he just starts mumbling different things. Give me an active perception check. I'm gonna say because this is food related, you have an advantage. You don't get like 100% of the details because he is kind of mumbling to himself, but you're like trying to count the number of things he's planning on making, and you're somewhere in the ballpark of like 8 to 12 items he's gonna be making for the feast, starting from like beginning entrees to lavish desserts.
With every food item that he names, just more and more drool is just going to slowly pour out of my mouth until I like look like Shaggy and Scooby staring at a buffet, just pools of it.
Checks
Just
out.
very happily nodding along, just all the drool.
Yeah, he's just writing things down like really, really quick shorthand. To where what he's writing isn't a real like language per se. It's just shorthand, and you're not sure what he's writing, but he's writing a whole bunch of stuff. He stopped writing in common. He's not even writing in halfling. It's his own like shorthand that he's just, and that quill like is just going pretty gosh darn quick. And then he flips the thing over. The cut on his finger completely forgotten about. He's just writing away and writing away and writing away.
Yes, I'm just kind of slowly rubbing my hands in front of me, like, yes, snackies.
The true villain of the campaign, right here.
I just need a little handlebar mustache to twiddle.
Oh man. Hiromi, what have you been doing during this travel to here?
I have been watching this conversation on food with humorous curiosity.
What about it do you find humorous?
Hiromi doesn't care one bit about the conversation or food. She's going to look at Ivy and say, "Do you think if I told someone I've never had money before, they would just give me a bunch of it?"
I don't know. Why?
Just curious. Work for the tree.
Auntie gave me some gold stuff before I left. She said it was important to spend it on things to keep me alive.
That would be food and healing potions.
Oh, look, there's a pretty yellow flower. I'm just gonna go pick it because it reminds me of gold. Gonna run it over to Atticus and hand it to him. Look, Atticus, I found you a flower.
When she walks
You
off,
know
I'm
what-
gonna shake my head and mumble to myself. Sometimes I think I'd be better off
Thank
still in the
you.
prison camp.
It's a flower that a lot of people don't like how it smells, but if you feed a lot of it to somebody, they might get sick. So be careful with it. But yeah, I just don't want you to not like me because you have the shooty things that wake things up that hurt people. So here you go.
Right. Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Get back over to her room.
I'm gonna kind of look at the rest of the group and hold the flower up with this "what the fuck" look on my face.
I sometimes think I'd be safer if I was still in the prison camp.
I haven't poisoned anybody yet. It's fine.
Ivy reminds me of an orange cat. Just
Facts.
like happy to be there, but not sure where there happens to be.
There doesn't matter so much as what's happening there.
Exactly. Just
Facts.
singular little brain cell. It's doing the best it can.
Don't
but-
worry. I've got a little dragon friend too that I'm sure is just chilling with me.
I'm just gonna
Just-
look at the guy holding the flower and be like, I would just smile and nod, smile and nod.
If I had a
Not a
choice
bad
on what I
idea.
picked, it would have been Rue. And Rue can make psychedelic visions too if you smoke it. So
Wow.
I choose Foxglove.
yeah, but I don't want to poison anybody too bad.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't poison them. You would just permanently stop their heart, you know? Can't be poisoned if you're dead.
I do have a poisoner's kit. Don't worry.
Wow. It's a good thing Jonathan's in charge of the food. You know what? I hope one of you tries to poison his food. Go for it.
I won't.
You getting cut off the snacks?
Juniper would smack me.
Juniper would do more than smack you.
I'm well aware.
Feel the wrath of 1,000 suns.
Exactly.
As you continue making your way to the mountains, you can see the mountains. I mean, you've been able to see them since Candlekeep. They just keep getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And as the sun starts to set, you can see that there is a path, a very small split in the mountains where there is this small town, judging by some of the candle lights or lamp lights that are being lit. And you'd all notice that Zaya and Jonathan are talking to each other. And I mean, he's not very quiet. Like, even though she's trying to be, he's too excited because he's talking about how he wishes they had gotten there already because now it's too late to set up this feast. Now the feast is going to have to be tomorrow. And she's like, just make something simple where they don't need all this. And he's like, the hell they don't, woman. Like, he's really, for being, 3 foot nothing, talking to this 6 foot plus woman. I mean, with the level of authority you would not have expected from this guy. At least, seemingly, when it comes to food, his passion seems to override all reasoning. And she's just arms crossed, just letting him talk, and just like you could see, like from her face, at any minute, she's about to she's about to put the pants back on this relationship. He's just completely oblivious, eyes super big, talking about what it is that he wants to make. Before she goes, and how long would that take with all of those things that you want to make? How long? Sun is already setting, so what are we, 4-6 hours? And he goes, well, I mean, I would have... Oh. The sun is setting. Fine, I'll just make something simple. Like, the poor balloon just got popped, and all the helium comes out, so the balloon slowly falls down to the ground and sputters a little bit. So too is Jonathan's thunder for making this feast. And then as it's all gone, he goes, but tomorrow I don't go into the mine, so I can do the feast. And she's just rubbing her temples, and she's like, you know what? Fine. If you can even get any of that from in there, go for it. And he goes, you underestimate me. This is food we're talking about. And he darts into the wagon. It's again bit heavier set. There's some stonework to it. It's the one that oxen pull, not horses. So it's the slowest wagon of the group. But I mean, that's where the magic happens. And it's not long before old Juniper's food senses are tingling as their mouth just begins this waterfall of saliva they don't even notice, as there is smoke coming out of one of the vents of the wagon, as though Jonathan is making something.
Yeah, my nose is gonna twitch. My ears are gonna do the little flappy flaps that goat ears do, and just start off slowly, and then once we get a real good whiff of it, beeline straight to the snack cart.
This may just be me, but I feel like since the first mealtime, you haven't really needed to beeline to the snack cart, because I feel like that was the caravan you were, quote, protecting, end quote. Like, I feel like you were just right next to it the entire time.
Quickly go back to check on Hiromi and make sure Ivy hasn't wandered off and gotten herself lost or run over.
Don't get run over. Don't worry. I've got Era to help keep me safe. It's fine.
Yeah, so like Juniper will occasionally, very rarely, leave the food cart.
Can't believe it. It's a miracle. It's a D&D
I know.
miracle.
I'm shocked as well, but Juniper does have responsibilities other than eating.
Sometimes.
I feel like you need to go into food confession now.
Jonathan will hear your confession. Don't worry.
I would have to create a food deity on a whole clergy
Oh
now.
Yes, please.
Have an additional wagon to serve as a confession cart.
Yeah.
Next character.
Oh man, that's
Garlic
hilarious. It's dark by the time the caravan itself gets to this small mining town. It's not very big. It's got a bar, a general store, a few like raggedy wooden house structures, a small inn which is mostly inhabited by the mine workers. Like it's not even a real town, but you know it is sort of. It's right next to where the mining operation is. It does have a well, but it's no Baldur's Gate. It's it's barely a village, not quite a town. And so the the caravan, the team still, like, they pull off to the side. They're still relatively close. I mean, you could walk into town within about 10 or so minutes, but that's just how far out you guys are setting things up. And then Zaya gets a couple of the company folks to head into town. And as they start walking, suddenly Jonathan yells and goes, "Wait! Here's my shopping list." And he rolls it up, hands it to one of them. Zaya just... And then, like, they look to her. She's like, just nods her head, and they turn and they continue going. And then she starts doing the typical thing, the typical barking of the orders of breaking down the caravans, putting them with protective circles, start setting up the different watches. Jonathan opens up the side windows of his cart, and the smell of spice just whoosh erupts out of this thing. A very fragrant, spicy, garlicky, a little buttery flavor just wafts out, completely encompassing the camp in a matter of moments. Meanwhile, people have already set up the tables, set up the woodenware, and the bucket of water is there for tonight's meal. And you know, he starts to ring the bell, and then, you know, Juniper's already there. He just giggles as he rings the bell, basically letting anybody who's hungry know 'tis time for the eating.
Yep.
I, of course, grab my plate and very eagerly approach the window.
He takes your plate, and he gets a ladle, scoops it down into one of his giant pots, and he seems to pour this thick, dark red liquid on your plate that's got seemingly some kinds of chunks of something. And then he's got this really large wooden spoon that he digs down into another pot, and he puts a couple of dollops of this strange white substance on there. And then he sets the plate down, and he goes over to another section, and he pulls two pieces of this flat-looking bread stuff. Folds them over so like they make like a taco look, and he puts them on top of this weird white contraption, and then he hands you the plate. And what you're looking at is a dark red curry and rice with two pieces of naan on top.
Ooh! I don't think I've ever had this before. I will make sure to give all the positive feedback.
I mean, if you got any negative ones, I mean, I'll take it. You'll probably be wrong, but I'll go ahead and accept your wrong negative feedback. It's okay.
I doubt you can make anything that does not suit my fancy, Jonathan. You are a
Ah,
magnificent cook.
why, thank
Oh,
you.
hello, Mandy.
This is a little bit spicy. So if it gets too spicy, you eat more of the white stuff that's called rice. I don't know if you have that where you're from. Um, and then this bread here, he like leans in. It's made with yogurt.
Oh, how fascinating! Well, thank you for this absolutely magnificent meal.
You're very welcome. And whomever is next is being fed. As line just goes and goes and goes and goes. There's quite a few people who are like, who eats the curry and rice?
I do.
Ivy does, okay.
I'll eat it.
Wilford does, okay.
Yeah, I'll eat it. Why not?
Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right.
Hiromi only asked for rice and bread.
Okay.
She's
Uh,
not ready.
I feel like Grove Tender would go stand in line because everybody else is standing in line, but he has no idea what he's doing there.
Take a plate.
What do I
As-
think looks like a plate?
As soon as you get close enough for Jonathan to actually see you, he like puts the ladle down, he puts his hand on either side of the edge, and he kind of like bends through the window. His silver goatee, like the top part of the mustache curled up, the bottom part definitely down to a point. He's very clean shaven, has these bright silvery eyes. The hair has a side part, but kind of flowed back. As he looks over, he goes, "Oh my gosh! You're the heretic! The one who doesn't know what food is!"
As he's saying that, I'll stop and like look past me, like it's someone behind me.
What is your name?
Small one, are you talking to me?
Yes! You.
But I am not a heretic.
What are you?
People call me Grove Tender.
Wow. Grove Tender the Heretic.
No, I am called Grove Tender. I am not a heretic.
But if I call you Grove Tender the Heretic, does that mean you're called Grove Tender the Heretic?
I guess that means you call me Grove Tender the Heretic. But I am not a heretic, so I do not think you should call me that.
But you don't know what food is!
I do know
Cheese
what
and
food is.
breads and muffins and bacon and eggs. Oh my god. You don't know what cake is!
I know what eggs are, but I don't know what the rest of those things are.
Exactly. You know what? I'm glad you came, because I can now save your soul with food. You know, you remind me of somebody. I feel like in a past life you and I were friends, and I think we're going to be friends this time too.
You know what? You do look familiar somehow. I really think it's the Hawaiian shirt.
It's custom made. I believe it. You know what? Here. And he like gestures to actually no, he'll go, all right, Grove Tender. The flat wooden thing. It's called a plate. Pick one up.
I will pick one up. I assume they're face down, right?
Yeah, the bottom is facing up. They're,
Yeah,
yes.
so I will pick one up and I will hold it as such, upside down.
All right, hand me that plate.
I'll look down at mine and I'll look at the pile and I'll be like, this one or that one? Because
one
they're
in-
all plates.
Hand me the one in your hand. I'm going to put something on it for you to try and eat.
All right, I will hand him that one and I will pick up another plate.
All right, so you hand him the plate. He goes, You don't need another plate, Crow. Put that one back down. I'm going to give this one back to you in a moment. By the way, he flips it over. This is the correct way to hold it. And then he lobs rice, curry, naan on there. And then he, face up the correct way, he goes, okay, here, this is your plate. Grab your plate.
I'll take it with one hand and I'll hand him the other plate still.
Thank you. I'm going to set this down. Now down there.
And then I'm going to pick up another plate.
You do not need another plate, Grove Tender. You already have one.
Oh. Just the one plate then.
Yes.
I'll look over who was standing next to me. Was it Ivy?
Sure.
I'll hand Ivy this other plate again.
Thank you.
Okay. Now you need one of the spoons, which is that one. It'll point to your pile of spoons. Just one. You only need one.
I mean, that's a long way down. I pick up a fork.
It's funny, because there's no forks. It's only spoons.
Oh, there's only spoons? I
That's
figured
correct.
it was like cafeteria style where there was like 3
Nope.
bins and like knives, like forks, knives, spoons.
Not for this meal. There's only
Damn.
the spoon.
I thought I was being slick.
I know.
Well, I will, you know what? That's how many spoons I would attempt to pick up. I will pick up 1 spoon.
Great. So he's going to show, okay, you see how it's kind of like bubbling up when you hold it this way. You don't hold it that way. You flip it around. You want to put the stuff on the bubbly section. Like he'll show you. He'll hold your hand while you're holding the spoon, and he'll get some curry and some rice. He goes, now you put this in your mouth and you eat it. Not the spoon, though. Just the food on top of it.
All right, I will start to walk away with my plate of food, and I'll get to a certain point, and I'll stop and I'll look from the plate to the spoon, and then back to the plate, and to the spoon, and then I'll repeat, I need to turn it this side up, and I'll turn the plate of food upside down, so it all falls onto the ground. And then the spoon the right way up. And then dig the spoon into the bottom of the plate. As I turn back and look at Jonathan, and I'm like, thumbs up.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna die.
Juniper lets out this god-awful wail of,
And
how
Jonathan
could you waste the food?
Jonathan dies of a heart attack.
You see Jonathan's face is super red. Ivy, you can see there's a tear coming out of his left eye.
It's okay. I'll take a plate, Jonathan.
He just goes, that's okay. We're gonna save his soul, the poor kid.
Plants don't eat food like this, though.
Everybody eats food.
Okay.
Everyone.
Okay.
And he gives you your plate of food.
Thank you.
And he's back to with Hiromi being the only one who is not having curry. For those of you who are having curry, I'm going to need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Can I stand in my curry?
I knew this was coming
yes.
the moment you mentioned who's eating this. Oh,
Nice Atticus, nice Ivy.
uh-oh.
Does it work if I stand in my curry?
Suck it up with your roots.
Oh, okay. She said a con save? I think I'm doing this right.
Yes, Constitution, and then hit saving throw whenever it gives you the extra options.
I think I did it right.
You looks like. Yep, you did.
Okay.
Awesome sauce. Are you going to actively attempt to absorb the nutrients from the food through your roots?
Yes.
Then yes, I need a Constitution saving throw from you as well.
Okay. Look, I really gotta ham up the plant.
I appreciate it. That's so funny. All right.
Oh dear.
So, so for Juniper and Atticus, I mean, this has got some really good flavor. It's spicy, no doubt, but it's not unbearably so. It's got just if you get a little bit extra rice every other bite or so, it's pretty good. The chunks are probably lamb, and it's got a real deep garlicky and spicy flavor to it. It's pretty gosh darn good. For Wilford and Ivy, there's a bit of sweat on your brow. Wow. Dog in the background really enjoyed that picture. Little sweat on your brow there. And by the time you're done, your tongue's a little numb, but otherwise it was pretty good. Like if you do say so yourself, it was totally worth it. Whatever sacrifice you had to do with your tongue, it's fine.
I'm gonna feed some of mine to my pseudo dragon as well. Do they need to make a constitution?
Damn
save?
right they do.
I just thought of that. I'm like, if I'm feeding them some, they're fine.
They
they're
consume
totally
it
fine.
without
They're
any sort
totally
of problem.
fine.
That's not a dog in the bathroom. That's everybody running for somewhere to use the bathroom after eating curry for the first time.
We just need porta potties everywhere. uh, Grove Tender. You put your roots inside the stuff and you grow it down. And initially there's kind of like a tingling sensation. It's kind of different. Excuse me. But you're absorbing nutrients. It's still, functioning as intended. It's not until you realize that the tingling sensation is gone that I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh yeah, I'm professional at these.
Your feet go numb from the spice of the curry. And you almost fall down, but you maintain yourself. The roots dig in, even though you really have no feeling in them. You're still kind of like strangely wobbling to and fro. But all of you will have resistance to fire damage.
Fuck yeah, fire damage.
My goodness, how spicy was that?
Jonathan imparts magical features in his food, and when I roll on the table, there's always something.
Something fun.
I don't know if I like this food. It made my feet go numb.
Juniper's gonna approach and be like, Did you eat that with your fruits? Your fruits?
I mean, how else am I supposed to absorb nutrients?
I am starting to understand where we went wrong. Um, typically we eat the food with our mouths. Is that an option?
Ah, you mean like the animals.
Yes.
You know, I guess you all are just big animals.
You have a
Although
digestive tract?
much more complex in your day-to-day lives.
Juniper's just really confused, like squinty-eyed, trying to imagine a digestive tract of some sort. And it's just like, is he more tree than person or more person than tree? Can he eat? What is the how? And she's just gonna walk off muttering like, how I don't, can he even eat? Can he understand the complexities of a muffin? Just despondent, absolutely despondent.
The tree has traumatized the druid. Mission successful.
Druid is rethinking their entire career path.
And the bard of the College of Dad. Poor Jonathan. Well,
I'm gonna mess with my alchemy kit again when I'm done with the food to see what I can try to mix up tonight.
You started a project, right?
Yeah, I did. I wrote it down in my little supplies under my pouch too. It said I had a day 1 roll was 16. I was messing to see what I could come up with.
And this is just you trying to come up with something rando, right?
Just to see what all the stuff I have are, and
Okay.
all these new plants that aren't the ones from Auntie's Grove.
Wanted to make sure I'm remembering that right. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's nighttime activities, so whomever is taking what watch, if anybody's taking watch.
I'll take last watch.
I'll
Okay.
stay up first, but I'm gonna be more messing around with my alchemy kit than actually keeping watch. But I'll be kind of awake enough to keep watch, if that makes sense, because that's where my
Okay,
brain
so you're
cells
not
are
keeping
divided.
watch, you're just staying awake. Got it.
Yes, divided brain cells.
Take the middle watch.
Okay.
Brain cells as in plural?
I have more than one. Don't worry. See, I have a pseudo dragon named Hedera. Era knows all sorts of special things. Era might
I'll do
actually.
first watch.
Nope.
That's where
Era's
the brain
wiser
cell
than me.
went.
Don't worry. Era has a better wisdom score. Ooh, my dragon is smarter than me.
They typically are.
Wow, fair. Okay, well, Wilford, are you taking a real watch or a fake one like Ivy?
Real one?
Go ahead and give me a real perception check. Ivy, we're using your passive.
Okay, my passive is wonderful. It's a whole 10.
Okay. Wilford, you would notice during your your patrol around that there would be some general buzz, like small conversations that, like, as soon as you get closer to topic quickly changes, but it all has to do with that the crystals aren't just like normal crystals. They're not just like an amethyst or like a ruby or any sort of those kind of like gemstone crystalline objects. They are something a little bit more. That's you gaining nuggets as you patrol. So it's not one conversation. That's multiple throughout the camp. That these things are a little extra. and potentially dangerously so. But doesn't seem like anybody's attacking you, and you have not noticed any new dead bodies.
That's important.
Indeed.
I would noticing the rumblings and the changing of tones and topics as I appear. I'd kind of try to find a spot within earshot of a group or groups where people are kind of congregating, where I can look like I am appearing to watch the perimeter of the camp, but I can really get an earful of what they're saying.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll. All right. Now give me a perception check with advantage. You'll like those 20s today. So
Getting them out
you
before combat.
you perfect. Thank you. You lean against something. You seem to be paying more attention to outside of the camp than inside the camp, and since you're looking for something specific, you do gain a little bit more information. So you can hear one group talking about how this cave, that the mining town, doesn't just have low quality iron and copper, but that there have been times where there has been a crystalline node discovered, and they are seemingly highly volatile, these nodes. And the other one will say, pipes up, and goes, no, they're not volatile, they're magical. Too much of the arcane hibbity hobbies, and then they go booms. It's why you gotta cut them down a little bit and try not to push too much through them. And another guy will go, yeah, but that black stuff around them is real hard to get through. It's darn near impossible. You really got to work at it for days and days and days and days before you get to any of that stuff. And my goodness, we go through so many pickaxes. It doesn't matter whether they're magical from that book scholar people down the way or not. They just poof and gone. And the initial one goes, no, I'm telling you, these things, you just hit them and they go boom, and they start. The other guy goes, no, they're arcane implements. You got to focus energies into them, and they just like a bunch of old people talking about the weather.
So one is saying that you have to.
One is saying that
anything
can trigger them. That even just them getting bumped wrong can make them explode. Another one is saying, no, you have to channel some kind of energy through them. And if you channel too much, then they will explode. And the third one is saying whatever triggers them to explode doesn't matter. Getting to them is exceedingly difficult.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, that's what you pick up during your watch. Who do you go wake up for a second watch?
I would Atticus.
That's that's not who volunteered for second watch. Are you just deciding to wake up Atticus just for the fucks of it? Because fuck him, that's why.
Yeah.
All right. Please explain how you wake up Atticus.
I reach for his pistol.
Which one? He's got 3.
The one that is closest to me, that would be the easiest to access. So if he's on the side, the one that would be on the top hip.
Okay. So, are you trying to do this as an attempt to wake him up? Or are you attempting to be stealthy about this to actually take this from him?
No stealth.
Okay. In which case, Atticus, something's got you by the holster.
Can I tell? What do I hear? Without opening my eyes, can I tell friend, foe?
I would say that the only thing that you realistically hear is like some slight chuckling under their breath, the sound of metal clinging against each other, and some calloused hands grabbing your holster.
Well, Atticus being, in love with his guns, or shit, gun smoke. He sleeps with them in his hands. So the one that you're trying to grab is in the holster. That holster sits, kind of in the loins area. So what you're going to hear is just a click as the hammer cocks on horse shit. And I'm not even going to open an eye. I'm just going to stand there, or lay there, as I should say. And let me try and... I got to get the accent here. Give me a minute. I got to work into this here. Oh, fella. I'd reckon you'd leave that there be unless you are looking for a fun night and sawed off on out of here. And I'm just going to kind of click. He needs a new fucking accent. Why can't Atticus be an Irish cowboy?
Listen, you're the fuckstick that made him a fucking American cowboy. You just need to drink more so you get the Americanness in there.
Just channel John Wayne.
You know what? It's because you don't have the hat.
Or Sam Elliott. That's a good accent to use.
Oh, there you go.
He's gonna get the hat. Life will be better then.
There's Yeehaw.
So you're saying you're not going to do next watch?
I'm saying, if you don't fuck up on out of here, I'm going to give you a new hole to breathe out of.
I will
Better.
Abruptly let go of the holster, so it gives him a little nut tap. And I will walk away and tell Ivy good night. I'm tucking it in.
I think you should channel a little less John Wayne and a little more Boondock Saints.
I'm gonna remember this, Wilford. I'm gonna remember this. When you least expect it, you're getting a cowboy sack tap.
I mean, that's one of those things that does like 10d20s worth of damage, right? That's insta kill.
Roll a Constitution save to determine if you vomit.
I mean, if you're not careful, it might be a sack tap with a little reach around in the back there, you know?
Whoa, whoa,
Hey.
whoa! Don't promise him a good time.
Yeah. So you're gonna.
I'm going prospecting,
You're gonna
digging for gold.
You're gonna
Oh,
touch my
God.
tickle spot.
We're embracing Keegan. We're looking for the taint again, huh? There it
No, it
is.
definitely sounded like he was looking for a prostate, but he's going prostating.
Yes.
Prospecting.
There's the new t-shirt for the next summit. I don't need one that says skill sets. Going prostating. It's going to be a picture of Atticus.
Oh, Lord. Y'all crazy. So Atticus, are you going to stay awake for second watch here? Or are you going back to bed?
You know, I'm going to keep, I'm going to stay awake with my eyes closed for a bit. Just to see what I can hear and hear what I can see.
Okay.
Self-diagnosing schizophrenia.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
My eyes are closed. It's dark.
All you hear is Wilford yelling out in deep, desireful moans, "Atticus! Oh, Atticus!"
Oh, I'm about to use horseshit on myself.
You need to roll a save for mental damages.
Ooh.
Roll that sweet vicious mockery damage.
I'm a Western cowboy.
Uh.
I'm not the village people cowboy here. Okay?
Oh, Lord.
Whoa, partner, that's my tickle spot.
Giddy up, guy.
Oh, man. Well, as you closing your eyes and listen to the sounds of nature around you, you drift back off to La La Land. Confident in your masculinity and having a hold of all of your pistols, your hand cannons. Hiromi, why don't you go ahead and just roll me a d20, please? Okay. Juniper, go ahead and roll me a d20. Hiromi, nobody woke you up for second watch, and you sleep right through it.
The fact that you're having us mysteriously roll is very concerning.
It's not mysterious per se. It's
Just
did you
wake
wake up on your own? You, Juniper, do wake up on your own. Nobody comes in to wake you, and you're kind of grumpy about it. Like, when's my watch? And you like climb out of the tent, and you're like, oh, about now.
It's just like, oh, I feel like I've slept longer than I was supposed to. No, I woke up on time. Wait, where's Hiromi? Little furball was supposed to wake me up.
Does Hiromi and Juniper share a tent?
No, our tents are right next to each other.
In that case, like, you can very easily walk over to see that Hiromi is peacefully sleeping. As peacefully as Hiromi can, away from home, not attached to comfort blanket.
Hmm.
I feel like it's a light
Sleep
blue
through
comfort
what?
blanket that they just keep in their backpack for emergency use only.
I'm gonna
My Linus now.
I'm gonna like circle the camp, make sure I'm keeping track, but like as I'm walking, I'm gonna try and find like cockaburs and stickers and other unpleasant weeds and plants and such, and I'm gonna get a nice little collection, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna stuff them in her tail.
Oh. Okay, first of all, active perception check.
Okay.
All right, so as you're walking around camp, first thing you notice, no new dead bodies. So that's a plus for you.
Definitely.
Also, no old dead bodies. Also a plus for you. Now, give me a investigation check as you've done your perimeter search, you looked around, but now you're looking for some things specific. So give me an investigation check. Fucking Zynga. So you are a little peeved, and you're searching as though you were given a mission from God. And by golly, you're going to complete this. And you look around, you're like, you know what though? We're so close to the mountains that these kinds of things just aren't don't seem to be naturally growing around. And so you just keep searching and looking, and you pull yourself a little bit closer into camp where there is a giant tree that's kind of rooted itself in the center, where just kind of like in their restful state, they do have these small sticker-like seedlings growing off of their branches. Not exactly what you're looking for, but by golly, they're going to stick to something. You see about 20 or 40 of these little things.
I am going to let out a sinister little giggle and start collecting as many as I possibly can.
Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check. Giant tree, I'm going to need that active perception check. With disadvantage, you are in your restful state. Juniper, with a deftness you shockingly do yourself. Like, you are amazed. Out of the bunch that was there, you grab a cool 15 of these things before you have this inkling like, does pulling these things off of the tree person hurt them? I should maybe stop. But you've got your prize.
I'm going to stop my sinister giggling because I've been periodically just, you know, and I'll stop, compose myself and like sneak over to Hiromi's tent and just calmly lift up. How many tails do you have again?
According to the rules, I have one tail.
Okay, just the one tail. And I'm going to lift it ever so slightly and just distribute the stickers in both hands and just start at the base and pull my hand down and just put as many in her tail as possible.
Wow. Are you
But
trying to
then
be
Savannah-
sneaky about this, or are you being really aggressive about it?
Approaching the tent, sneaky. But the moment I grab her tail, I know she's gonna wake up. So I just quickly as possible, just drag my hands down her tail, getting all the stickers in her fur, and I'm just gonna run in the opposite direction.
Okay. So, Juniper, go ahead and give me a athletics roll. And then
Okay.
Hiromi, I need a athletics or acrobatics at disadvantage. So, Hiromi, you wake up, but you're so groggy, but your tail is, in my mind, one of the sensitive parts of your race. And so, even though you're groggy, you're like, what the hell? But you see it's Juniper. So you're like, oh, okay. And then there's this shock of electricity starting at the base of your tail, all the way up your back and into your brain, of just uncomfortable feeling as they've just run their hand up your tail. They just ran out of here as quick as a 7'6" tall giant drooling machine can. Hanisterly giggling the entire time that they're running away.
Do
You
I
chase-
realize what she's done?
Well, do you chase after them or do you look at your tail?
I'm gonna look at the tail first.
You see, Ivy, there's no check needed. You see that all in your beautifully well-kept tail are all these tiny little seed things with spikes on them that you know are just holding onto your fur. And there's half a dozen or more.
I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna shift into my fox form and take off after her.
Okay. All right, I need to make some rolls. This is gonna be fine. Don't worry about these guys. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. No big deal.
Because I would be laying there
Oh!
without.
Oh no!
Oh, it's fine. Don't
shit.
worry about that. It's fine.
Somebody dies here.
Oh no!
I got.
Who's getting trampled?
Oh no!
Oh man, that's fine too. Don't worry about it.
I'm worried.
Yeah, that's a little better. And. Whew, all right, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. Oh man. Nope. Where is? Do. Do. Come on. Open says my face. Okay. Okay. And okay. So
Okay. Is it gonna be okay?
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be real bad. Juniper, as you dart out of the tent, running around a couple more, as you turn your head to look back with your still creepy giggle, you see this small fox full on double dash running after you.
I'm dead, and just picks up the pace.
It
Mind you, I am now like breathlessly gasping and giggling all at the same time. Because, like, to me, this is absolutely hilarious. Payback will be swift and horrid, but it's so worth it.
as you are running through the camp, a couple of people are like, "What? What's going on? What's wrong?" And then they turn and see this tiny fox chasing you, and they're really confused why this giant of a person is running from this small fox, and they begin chasing the fox, not sure what's going on.
So I've started an elaborate game of chicken tag.
You've started something. Uh, so far it's just a couple of people who were just, I can't even think of the word. Meandering. There it is. Meandering around. Like, they don't have, weapons aren't drawn yet, but one of them's actively reaching for an arrow in their quiver on their back. What do you two do?
Full send. Full send.
I'm while laughing, I'm just gonna be like, come on, this isn't that serious. There's no need for violence.
What? Why are you running from a tiny fox? Is it a demon?
No, it's Harumi, which is worse.
What's a Harumi? Is that a devil?
Do I realize all this commotion is going on?
Oh,
because of
you hear this? Yeah, 100%.
My best friend.
Your perception, you've got keen hearing as a fox. You are 100% hearing and aware that you are also being chased. By the way, what does your fox form look like?
Hold on, and I'll show you a picture. I've got it right. Yeah.
Are you like normal fox size, or are you bigger?
No, they are a tiny fox.
Yeah. The kitsune as a fox is a normal fox size, and sometimes their tails will be a lot bigger, but the body is normal stuff fox size.
Yep.
Yep, I believe that's the one right there. If not, it's gonna have to be copy. Where did I put my Discord? There it be. Too many screens. I will just post this in the chat for this voice channel. Nope, I can't do that.
Now you gotta do the normal tyranny chat.
All right, that's fine.
Oh, very cool. Oh yeah. Oh no. They 100% believe you're a demon. Oh yeah. You definitely don't look like any normal fox. Cool, Juniper. I'm gonna need you to give me a persuasion check.
Oh
And now I have to roll again. Oh boy. Oh, did I have Juniper clicked? I did have Juniper clicked. That was my roll.
no! Oh no!
Oh man.
I have a negative persuasion.
That's okay. So
Oh boy.
you were just trying to persuade them that this is your friend, and it seems like it's working, they just, are now, you hear them going, wait a minute, you're friends with one of them demon devils?
I didn't think this through.
And one of them leaves chasing after you two to head towards the larger tent in the caravan group.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh.
Jonathan will know
I'm
what to
just
do.
gonna stop and look back at the idiots who are calling me a devil. Shift back into my human form, standing stark naked in the middle of the tent, and say, "Who are you calling a demon?"
Oh, God!
Oh, lordy.
Oh, God.
The
Ah.
plot thickens.
Man, you know what? Give me a performance check, Hiromi.
I think I have performance.
Okay. Okay.
I am not proficient in it at all.
It's
I have a
okay.
+1, but I'm not proficient.
That's okay. Give me a performance check. Awesome.
Oh wow!
So
Saved your ass there.
as one turns to go to the main tent and the other one is still chasing, and you stop and kind of turn around and turn back into your more humanoid but now naked form, that one stops, jaw dropped, and goes, "It's one of them devil succubi!"
I'm
Discord
gonna
cut you off there.
That's good. You guys got the gist.
I'm gonna stop when I hear that, turn and see that she just shifted. I'm gonna reach into a random tent, just rip the blanket off of them, and go and drop it on her head. Like, I have told you about the nudity!
This is basically what they're yelling, since Discord does. It's what Discord does. That so you go, you grab a blanket. This person's like fumbling terribly to pull out their blade and shake it before the demon devil succubus that's here to take everybody's soul. Before Zaya comes and she puts a hand on this person and just looks at you, the two of you, Hiromi and Juniper, and goes, "What the hell are you doing to my camp?"
This is just one big misunderstanding, Zaya. I mean, overreaction on their part. We have done nothing wrong.
And then she looks down to the person who called Hiromi a succubus and goes, "She's literally been traveling with us for days, just wearing clothes, eyes above the neck. You've seen her before, you fuckstick." And then she turns around, points to you, Hiromi, and goes, "Puts some clothes on." And then she just starts walking
Mumble
back
from
to her
underneath
camp.
Right now, I'm covered in a blanket, like head and all. I'm just gonna mumble from underneath the blanket, act like I've never seen a naked body before, and just stumble my way back towards my camp. Tent.
I would like to note that the tips of Juniper's ears are bright red. Like, she's so embarrassed that Zaya caught her and Hiromi just like playing around and that they caused trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Army doesn't care. He's more upset. I'm more upset that I had to waste my one shift for the day.
Everybody go ahead and hit their long rest button.
Gotta remember where that's at. Oh, I see it.
If you're somebody who repairs spells, make sure you get that done.
But yeah, Hiromi, unless I'm multi-class, I'll never have more than one tail because in Dungeons and Dragons, according to these rules, Kitsune only has as many tails as the highest number of spell slot they can. Like Hiromi will only ever
Oh,
have
yeah.
one level.
Yeah,
of
that's
spell,
right.
So
Yep.
she'll never have more than one tail.
Yeah, you gain
But if
tails as you gain spell slot abilities. That's right.
Yeah. But if I'm multi-class, it'd be a completely different thing.
Some feats you can get
Well,
a spell
aren't
that are
you
higher
gonna
levels.
go Arcane Trickster?
Yes, I am.
So you'll get there.
You'll get 5 eventually. You get up to 5 spell slot, 5th level.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you'll gain more. You'll gain more.
Yeah, only wizards, Kitsune wizards can get 9 tails.
But 5 is still pretty nice.
Yes.
Man, the sheer fuckery. That was hilarious to me.
We have accomplished so much, everybody.
I mean, I'm entertained.
So proud of us
Let's go ahead and take our
for
first
not
bathroom
blowing
break.
things up yet. We haven't
Let's take
blown
a potty
anything up
break.
yet.
Eating.
That's fine. Just did
Food is
not want
important.
to start without them. As it's all fun and games, as Wilford said, until Zaya gets involved, and then the seriousness kind of kicks back in. Part of the morning routines, at least seemingly for where you guys are at now, is that a couple of the wagons are emptied out and are being loaded up with people. And Zaya comes out to center camp, kind of belts out real loud, and basically says, if you accepted the quest from the Adventurers Guild, get on one of the wagons.
Jump on a wagon with my little
All
dragon.
right. I'll lumber up into a wagon, and when Harumi gets on, I'll offer to help her brush her tail so she can get the thingamajiggies out.
Okay. As people
I
start
would-
loading, go ahead, Wilford. What?
I'd like to go up to Zaya and ask if they're going into the mountain for the crystals.
She'll say yes. That's what their part of what the job they're being paid for is. Yes.
Can I go along as protection?
Sure. It's no extra, but if you would like to, that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
There's a spot next to me, Will.
I will sit next to Ivy.
Zaya walks over to you, Grove Tender, and she goes, "Tree."
Oh, hello, tall one.
Do you want to go with the rest of them inside of a mountain to find crystals? Or do you want to stay here? You're not really part of either of the groups that originally came with us, so I'm giving you the choice.
I do not think I feel comfortable being that far under the earth. I think I shall remain here in the sun.
All right. She gets a little bit closer to you. The individual that explained to you yesterday what plates and spoons were, the short fella with the fancy shirt. Do you recall this person?
Yes, the one with the brightly colored shirt.
Yeah. So he's going to be here. Make sure he's still alive when I return.
Okay, I can do that.
Thank you. And she starts gathering up everybody else. All right, so we have Ivy, Wilford going, sitting next to Ivy. Zaya's on this side. This is down here. Grove Tender, you're down here. Juniper, were you the adventure group?
Yeah.
I think. So then Hiromi was there. Is that about us there then? Atticus was mercenaries here to kill people?
That's right.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, well. In that case, Team Cave. As the two wagons are loaded up with people, and the wagon team is, getting the horses going. You guys are going up the Mountains a little bit more. And again, you guys had another light breakfast with Jonathan greedily rubbing his hands together, this big grin about himself, his eyes brighter than normal as he promises Now, by the time you return, the feast shall be prepared. So as the horses travel up into the mountains, and you guys are going like through past the small town, up and up and up. You eventually come around a bank, and the teams stop, and there is a very narrow path in between just sections of stone and moss that are growing on top of these things naturally. It's just a very small, narrow path. And people are starting to get down. They're unloading some of the crates and setting them closer to that pathway as Zaya looks around, and she's beginning to give people instructions. Some people are picking up these crates, while others are just starting to make their way through this narrow path. And Zaya as well starts going, and just kind of expects that the rest of you are going to follow.
I'll follow.
Lady seems like she
I
knows
will
what
as
she's
well.
doing.
The narrow path, while dangerously so, in that if you were to fall, it's a fairly steep edge going down about 30 or 40 feet, but it's not flat where you would land. It's also at an angle, so you could just imagine that you would be tumbling down, down, and down, down, and down. Following that path, maybe for about 80 feet or so, as it comes around and wraps to the right, and it opens up in a nice flat section against the mountain side, and there are some a small set of tracks and some carts on these tracks, and there's quite a few people that are kind of going around. There seems to be a small building that's got some sort of like medical supplies as well. There's a cache of different mining supplies, and then there's a few people that have these leather caps on with candles in them, with this oval like metal piece, as though when the candle is lit, the metal piece can redirect the light to be more of a focused bullseye look or area, instead of just being opened and everywhere. And the people with the crates coming around, opening them, they're resupplying this place. There's quite a few potions of healing. There's quite a few like pickaxes and shovels. There's quite a few small, about 8-inch long, dark brown sticks that seem to have a bit of twine sticking out of them. Some of those are in bundles of 6, some in bundles of 12, some of them are just individual as they are packaged over and away. And then out of one of them, there are 4 good-sized leather side bags that are pulled out. And by good-sized, I mean they're probably about 2.5 feet wide, that have a flap that seems to just be all that opens or closes them. Their clasp just appears to be a looped bit of leather that goes over what looks like a wooden stick. So you would loop it around the stick to hold it in place. And it's got a thick leather strap for being across like your shoulder or such. Zaya will wear one, and then she will ask for 3 volunteers to wear the other 3. Do any of you who are up there volunteer to wield one of these things?
I don't know what it is, but it looks like it could be interesting. Sure.
Sure, I'm game.
Okay, so 2 of you get one of these, with one of the other workers getting the other one. And she will explain to you that inside of them, and you guys can open them up and see, inside are these large black gloves that seem like they won't fit you. Like, they're pretty big. Like, even in her hand, they're fairly big. But when she puts them on, they shrink down to even her size. And she says, you're going to want to put these on. The crystal that we're going to be handling has potentially been known to take life.
Cool. I mean, that's really sad.
If you have any sort of arcane inklings, don't channel it into this crystal unless you would really like to die.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
I'll speak up and say that I heard rumors that those crystals can absorb some magic. It's just they can't absorb too much magic. Is that true?
She'll turn to you and she'll go, I'm not an expert of these things. I only know what I have been told and what I have seen. When they're found, we come out and mine them. Jonathan would know more. He seems to be inclined in that direction. I just swing my sword and decapitate people. That's the magic
So-
I wield.
So I shouldn't, like, use telepathy or nothing in there? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that what I'm told is that these things are sensitive to energies beyond normal natural ones. And if you have such abilities that are beyond the quote normal, I would suggest you not use them in the off chance you cause a chain reaction and blow us all to hell.
Can I take one to Auntie?
They're not ours to sell for them. You would have to buy them from where they're being delivered. Like, these are
Okay, I'll just
already
tell
owned.
Auntie where to-
We are just transportation.
I get it now.
And then she, like, leans down to really make sure you're looking at her in the eye. These are already sold to someone else.
Somebody else owns them, and they are going to come with a big stick and whack us if we take them, yes?
Correct.
Yep, exactly. I will just tell Auntie where they are so she can come find them on her own if she wants one.
Fine by me. And then she stands back up.
I don't steal things
She
most of the time.
kind of like looks over everybody. Remember, magical sources of light, candles, torches are okay. No other forms of being able to see in the dark unless you're naturally inclined to do so because, I don't know, you're some sort of mutant or something.
Hey,
What?
I can see in the dark. I'm not a mutant. I just have green skin.
You're green.
Yes?
Mutation.
Rude.
I feel your pain, Ivy. I also can see in the dark.
Era, just stay on my shoulder
Mutation.
and don't do anything weird.
All of you with your mutations.
I can't remember if I can see in the dark or not.
No, I don't think so.
Ivy, give me an insight roll, please, as well as Wilford. Go ahead and give me an insight roll. Juniper, you cannot. Hiromi can, though. Ivy,
Well, while you guys
you
are
are...
rolling those dice. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, while everybody's rolling all those dice, I'm gonna stuff my hands in the gloves.
Okay, fair enough. Ivy, you can tell this is Zaya's terrible attempt at humor because she's also green, and you've never seen her wield a torch. She clearly can see in the dark as well. She's not
At
doing
least
a
we
very
can all
good
be
job of
mutants
humor.
together. At least we'll all be mutants together. It's okay. Pat, pat.
As you say that, then she cracks a half smile. And then she, as most of the others are like, even the miners are standing back and out. Like they're no longer involved in any of this. The four of you, I guess 5 because Wilford's there, 6 because Hiromi's there, and then so 10. There's 10 of you going in. Some of you have the, super cool leather hats, take candle flame there going on with your spotlight. Going inside, there is someone already inside, and they just quietly turn around. They've got this small hooded lantern, and they just lift a section of it to give just a little bit of a conal light, not quite as much light like a bullseye lantern really would do, about half of that. And they're taking you inside the mine, and the first things that you guys are able to immediately like sense, it is cold, a little damp. There's an acrid and earthy smell in the air, and other than your footsteps, it's very quiet. And your footsteps do echo.
Is it colder than a normal cave? Like, I spent a lot of time in caves and below the ground. Is it colder than typical, or is it?
Give me a perception check with advantage, because dope dwarf shit.
Good thing I had that
Yeah.
advantage.
It is. It is definitely more cold than what you would consider a typical cave structure to be.
Okay.
Like something extra. Or this place is just naturally strangely colder. As you all follow your guide, you come to like multiple sections, multiple T's, multiple forks. And it all kind of looks the same. It's you immediately know that without any kind of guide, you would be lost. Like some of these things are around a circle, down a ladder. You go for a ways, turn right, go up another ladder. You can see where sections have obviously caved in the past, and new sections have had to be excavated. It takes I don't think anybody has the keen mind feat. So it takes some time. Not really sure how long. I mean, no more than a day for sure. Probably less than that. before you guys who are Team Cave get to a wooden structure that's got a wooden platform and has this lever on it, and the guy just walks on the platform, and like as soon as he does, he sneezes really obnoxiously loud, and the platform shakes back and forth. And then it settles, and then Zaya gets on, and it shakes a little bit more.
I'm going to jump on it. Because I am a child.
On that platform, where are you jumping to?
Kind of next to where all the other people are standing
Okay.
on it, like not too close to an edge or anything.
I just wanted to make sure that you weren't gonna
I mean, that was an option, but we're trying to be like somewhat adult.
Okay.
It's hard when you're a child who's grown up in the woods.
Do the rest of you get on this super safe platform normally, or would you like to jump on it like Ivy did?
You know when like a goat gets startled and its ears just do this weird like sonar as far standing as possible from their head? That is what Juniper's ears are gonna be doing, and she's gonna just ever so slowly, mind you, she's like shaking, like every instinct in her body is saying, "Do not get on that platform." She's just like, "I have to proceed. I have to do this. I am being paid for this. More snacks, more muffins," and just like shaky, trembly, with all the precaution possible, getting on this platform, and then she's just gonna sit on it.
Okay.
I'll stand on it, and I will stand next to Juniper and put my hand on her shoulder and tell her, just relax, it'll be okay.
I am a druid. I am fine with being underground. I'm basically surrounded by my element, but this is not natural.
Would you like me to play music for you?
Are you any good?
I have a pan flute. I think I'm pretty good. A satyr taught me how to play once. Came to visit Auntie.
Satyrs are either really good with those things or really bad with those things, and I am so concerned. Sure. It's got booming acoustics in here.
I'm going to attempt to take it out with these big thick gloves on and see if I can play a pan flute for Juniper. Until Zaya yells at me.
You cannot. Your fingers are so big right now.
This
like
is really hard
you can get
later.
one at a time. Boop, 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 boop. Like it's because you kind of got to use your hand to like adjust the flow, and you got this. You like, I mean, it sort of works, but you can't feel the air going out, so you can't tell like when you're going too much or not enough, and it's.
I'm disoriented in here with these gloves on, Juniper. Sorry, but don't worry, Jonathan's making a feast tonight.
Oh yes, food. Think of food. Think of food.
Hiromi, are you getting on the platform?
Yeah, I'm with him, but I'm not putting on the gloves. Hiromi's just gonna hold him back.
Okay.
He started talking about magic and things blowing up. Hiromi just had to hold him back.
All right. So, as everybody gets on the platform, that guide person it leans into that lever and shifts it. And the platform starts to move. And there's a very abrupt drop. I need everybody to give me dexterity saving throws. Yes, this is from an effect that I can see. Bazinga, Hiromi. Nice. Okay. After that lever clicks or hits and the platform goes down, you hear the squeaking of something, and you all kind of look up to see that this square platform that had these posts on each corner that kind of went up to a point. Well, now that you're looking up, you see that point is really on an axle with one wooden wheel that is on one thick rope. As the platform begins to shake and shimmer back and forth as that wheel begins to turn and gravity eventually takes over as it's just squeaky wheel going down a slight slant. And it starts to pick up speed. And the platform begins to move from level to kind of bent back a little bit. As Zaya grabs one of the posts. And some other people start grabbing other posts. And you realize there's no fence inside this platform. There's just the posts and the single anchor point on the single thick piece of rope that if it's frayed in any part of where it's anchored, you're all falling to your doom.
Fun.
Oh yeah, immediately latch onto a post, and Juniper is not even speaking common anymore. She's bouncing between 3 different languages:
Which ones?
Elvish, Goblin, and Druid.
I know Elvish, so when you're in Elvish, I got you. Don't worry. I'll just keep telling you about, asking you about food because that seemed to calm you down.
Just every single curse word that Juniper knows, and even some that she made up, she's not having it.
Hey, Juniper, it could be worse. We could not have Jonathan to get us food when we get out of here.
Not even paying attention.
As you say
closed.
that, Ivy, Zaya speaks up and goes, I really wish you hadn't said it couldn't get worse.
Did we not say that?
No, it plants a death flag!
What's a death flag? Oh, I think I might have an idea. Something Auntie used to say.
As what happens is that this rope that you were on changes from rope. Like there's a bump as there is this knot in the rope. There's a visible bump. Like you all go up and back down, and you're on this metal track. And it starts going from straight down to suddenly curving this way. I need everybody to give me strength ability checks.
Oh, fun.
Ability checks.
Yep.
I'm not very strong. I'm sorry, people. I'm dying today.
Okay.
Nice knowing you.
My goodness, Hiromi. Hell, how many 20s you want to row? You got that hack installed? Roll20.exe? Jeepers. Oh man, Ivy.
I'm falling, I know. It's okay.
Well,
does my pseudo dragon need to make a save for this too?
Nah, dragons can fly.
Okay, we're fine.
Not worried about the dragon in any way, shape, or form during this. As the platform changes, it goes from, again, you hit this bump. It changes to this metal track. And as that happens, it begins to do this weird sway, shifting the base of the platform to the left, and you're all holding on. As Ivy begins to lift off the platform and shift, Zaya's hand is there grabbing and putting her back down onto the platform as you guys seem to leap off of the track. Just
Thank you.
there's a moment when you're free falling. There's nothing there before boom, you hit another track, and at this point you're going so fast, the inertia holding you down onto this platform as it shifts to the side. You're now perfectly up and down. Your butt still on the platform, but you're looking down and there's a whole lot of nothing but death below you as you're whoosh coming around the bend, and it whoosh, comes back to level and still coming down before the guide takes that lever and starts, and then you guys smell burning wood as you look up at the wooden wheel just starts smoking as it's been locked up, and it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller as it erupts into flames. What do you guys do?
She said no magic.
Scream really loudly.
That seems the appropriate response.
I'm gonna awkwardly grab onto Zaya's waist.
Okay. Hiromi, what are you doing?
Grabbing Juniper.
Fair enough. As you all kind of like find someone to hold on to, just go, well, this is it. We're all gonna die. This. What? The platform begins to slow down. And slow, and slow, and slow. Before it gets slow enough that as the wooden wheel has come down, it catches and seems to thump, 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 thump. And it coasts, and it hits a wall, and you hear a cracking of wood, and then Zaya looks around and goes, all right, so who peed themselves? Because I almost did.
I think he forgot the spot in there where there's a bright flash, and it goes flash, flash, as it takes your picture. On that right?
That's a different
Yeah.
ride.
Minor illusion frames.
The moment Juniper sees like the slightest bit of solid ground, crawl, scramble, all the desperation to get off this.
As Zaya steps off, she goes, well, now you all understood why we were paying so much.
That was kind of fun.
Want to go again?
Don't we have to go back up though first for after?
We do have to go back up.
Juniper's eyes just go really, really wide. And just, oh, I live down here now. That's the only solution. I live down here now.
I mean, if that's what you would like, Juniper, if you want to just stay down here and living off of the raw mushrooms and lichen that naturally grow in this part of the mine, you definitely can. And if you would like to miss out on Jonathan's feast and glorious meals the rest of your life, if this is where you've decided your final destination is, who are we to judge you for that?
You are really mean.
She smiles real big, showing off her bottom tusks, and she goes, I know.
Ugh. Food. Think of food. Think of food. Ugh.
The guide kind of and then starts walking again. You guys walk so far, and the cave hasn't gotten any colder or any warmer, Wilford, since you picked up a little bit extra there. You get to a point where suddenly you're at a banister, and you can see that there are stairs to your left and right that are carved into the mountain themselves. But the guide turns and goes, most people really like this particular view. If you would take a moment to snuff out your candles and torches, you'll see something you've probably haven't seen before. As he
What are we
licks
looking
his
for?
finger and snuffs out his particular candle. Juniper, do you put out your candle hat? Because you're one who didn't have dark
Yes.
vision. Okay. Other people start doing it, seeing that some of you are. And at first you're like, what the heck? It's super dark. And then your heart starts to beat like real fast. It is super dark. Like you kind of reach out and you're like, you're not sure who you're grabbing onto, but at least on one hand, there's a familiar furry section person who's probably Hiromi, or it's Wilford and his beard. At this point, I don't think you really care. It's something somewhat familiar. And as all of your eyes begin to adjust, you start seeing small blue lights as they just start ding. There's no noise, but they just start appearing, one after another, after another, after another, after another, after another, and then there's hundreds and thousands
How did you get the
of
stars underground?
these brilliantly blue lights in this seemingly black void underground.
This view might be worth riding that death trap.
They captured stars.
I do believe that might be what we're here for, Ivy.
Cool.
And then you hear the tink, tink, tink of flint and steel as his candle is relit. And then the guide goes to other people and start relighting like torches and candles back for everybody. And he'll go, all right, you saw all the pretty stars in the things, and we're going to go down this way. And he starts leading you down to the right. And as you do, you can see that on the right-hand side wall, the stone here has changed from what was an earthy colored beforehand that some places were naturally carved, you could tell, and some places were man-made. You can see the chiseling marks of pickaxes and whatnot, and also probably explosives were used at some point during some of those places, just based off of strange, like shrapnel style patterns in the stonework. This is so black that you feel like it's absorbing and just taking away all of the light. And it feels like if you're close enough to it and if you're around it long enough, it could potentially just suck your soul out, and you'd be just a shell of an individual.
I wouldn't stay down here, Juniper.
You know, I'm starting to think you're right.
Not very many people say that.
Does anybody touch the wall?
Nah, I got self-preservation instincts.
Wilford, you touch the wall? No?
No, it's very tempting, but no. Wilford, I'm more concerned about people in the group.
It's tempting, but I have a feeling that my dragon friend Era would just be like, if I tried.
So, Hiromi, you gonna touch that wall?
Oh no, they said not to touch the rocks. The walls are made of rocks.
Damn, I was hoping somebody was gonna die. Was gonna touch the wall. As you guys going down, you can see that in this black wall there are sections that appear to be missing, as though probably based off of what you're seeing, pieces of whatever those starlights were probably what is being mined down here. And eventually you get down to a you don't go all the way down, but you get to a point where there is a much more rigid wooden platform, and you can see that there are sections in this wall where there is this blue crystal looking thing inside there. And as you look around this wooden platform, you can see that there are just shrapnels of shredded metal everywhere. As Zaya goes, so, how many pickaxes were consumed this time in getting these little bubbles out? And the guy goes, well, I ain't so good with numbers and countings. I just swing the things and guide the people, but I heard the foreman say something about 400 or so. I'm not sure if that's a big or small number, but that's how many we use to get these here nuggets. And you can see that there are in this black stone, there is this, you can tell is loose blue crystal or gemstone or something inside it. You can tell because of the marks around that, the black, like there's obvious chisel marks, and there's a bit more space above these things than below these things, as though they got below as well. This thing has just settled down. And then Zay goes, oh, all right, well, those of us with our fancy bags and our gloves, grab one, put it in your bag. Please don't sneeze. Please don't jump off. Don't drop it. Don't channel anything through it. Basically, don't kill us all.
Hold my breath. Got it.
No, Ivy, it's okay. You can breathe. Just you gotta be really, really careful.
It might be sleeping.
Ivy, I need you to give me a
Yes.
strength ability check.
This is funny.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Like I said, this is funny.
I imagine you have little twiggy arms.
So you grab this thing, and you're thinking, I mean, sure, in comparison to your size, it's a little bit big, and when you get up to it, you can see that it's kind of conal shaped, and seems to go into the mountain to where you can't see the end of it. So you're grabbing this larger top section, you're pulling, and it's just not budging.
You need to
Ivy,
be strong.
strength ability check, please. Hot dog. Both you and Zaya. with the flap open, ready to go, gloves on, grab that thing, and almost at the same time, shink, pull this thing out. And you're pulling, and you're pulling. You're like, what the fuck am I pulling out? It's not this small gemstone crystal thing. It's damn near a 3 foot long nail almost with a 3 inch diameter head on it going, and it's 3 feet long, and at the other end is a very fine point, and it is this blue looking crystal throughout. And as you pull this thing out, even through the gloves, there's a warmth to it. And where your fingertips are touching, there's a little bit extra glow at those places, and you can see there is a pulse to this as though it's alive. And
Whoa.
you're able to see as Zaya pulls hers out and just puts it into the bag, takes the gloves off, put those in the bag, and then closes the bag and makes sure it's latched.
It's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you. You'll be safe in this little bag here. I'll do what she did and put the stuff in and latch things up with it then.
Juniper, you need to give me a strength ability check as you also have gloves on. You grab on, you pull, and it moves a little bit, but not quite. And you give it another heave, and thump. It comes out. But yours is broken about halfway down. And as you're looking at this, you can see there's this spark of bluish energy that kind of electrocutes out and hits that black wall and just dissipates, like it's like lightning arcing or electricity arcing from one point to the next. And you hear Zaya just go, calmly, put it in your bag. It's fine. Just put it in the bag.
Jennifer just like a fraction of a second is just like, ooh, and then with the utmost care, it just lightly put it in the bag, take off the gloves, close it, latch it, and very gently puts it down.
As Zaya comes over to where you pulled yours out at, looks into the hole and goes, oh no. The rest of it is still in there.
Oh.
Oh no.
Why are you saying oh no?
And I now have to roll for the other person. That other person gives it a good heave, and you all hear a tink as they only pull out about a 6-inch section, and that is wildly. And they're like quickly trying to put it into their bag and quickly close it. Meanwhile, Zaya's opening up their bag and trying to put on these gloves back again, because that section that didn't get all of it is now arcing into the section of Juniper's that there wasn't all of it. And she takes her gloves and she puts her hands in both those holes. As she goes, I didn't really know if that would work.
Are you okay?
I'm not dead yet, and it's not arcing anymore.
Are you in any pain? Are you having any heart palpitations?
I think I'm fine, actually. As she moves her fingers to the one that was broken only about 6 inches in. She goes, I can't quite get the rest. And she turns to the guide and she goes, okay, so what happens now? There's no check needed. You all see he is white as a freshly bleached sheet.
Does it bode well?
Well, we need to get those pieces out, right? So, little fingers? I have little fingers. Should I try?
Ooh.
Yeah, okay.
I put on my gloves again.
Here, try Juniper's first. I'm gonna take my hand off and I'm gonna focus on the one that this guy broke, and you try Juniper's. All right?
Okay, I'll try.
Go. Ivy, give me a dexterity ability check.
Well, that sucks.
Oh, we're
That
screwed.
does. Is that the number you would like to keep?
No, I think I want to use my inspiration on this.
You know what? I appreciate you wanting to use your inspiration on that. Go ahead and re-roll that dexterity ability check. My God, is that the number you want to keep?
Can I do anything to not keep it? I don't think
I
have
don't
any
know what your
ability.
class can or cannot do.
Familiar gives me the help action. Telepathically, I'll wiggle it out.
Oh my goodness, man! If only. Oh, there's nothing, is there?
Nope. I'll just try again. If it doesn't work, I'll just keep trying.
Well, Zaya's able to get theirs out, and she puts it in the bag at the person who broke this section off, and goes, "Well, I hope these bags will contain any sort of potential explosions that'll kill us all," as she latches it. And she goes,
Really
"All right,
hard. It's really far back there. Just a little bit stuck.
yeah, here, let me help you." And she reaches her arms around you, and she goes, "Okay, hang on. Pull your hands out just a little bit." And then she, not that you can see because your hands are in this hole, you can feel her giant hands in your hands rubbing something on them. She goes, "Okay, try again."
Okay, I will try.
You have advantage.
Wow.
You are able to pull out this smaller section. As you do so, give me an active perception check.
I'm very perceptive as this character, don't
Okay.
worry.
As you turn, Zay goes, Juniper,
Juniper's baked.
Juniper, open your bag.
Already have gloves on, have the latch open, and just leaning as far back as I possibly can from this bag, offering it.
Excellent. IVD, just throw it in there.
Just like make sure it gets in there all the way
Okay. It
without
is
breaking anymore.
in there. You close it. Everybody puts their gloves back in their respective spots.
We did it.
Oh. Whew. You know, if you didn't pee yourself coming down that whatever that it was, did you hear?
Was this supposed to be that scary?
No. No. Normally, people can just pull these out without any sort of problem.
Oh, well, what happens if they don't get pulled out all the way? I mean, we survived. It's all good.
You remember when I said these things have a tendency of claiming life, right?
We haven't blown up yet, and if we die, Auntie will come find our souls.
I would like to get back to my husband, so let's not die.
We didn't die. Right? I'm not dead,
Let's
I don't think.
continue not to die.
Yes, continue
Just
not
gonna
to
shake my
die.
head silently.
Right, let's get back. The guide leads you off in a different direction to a different platform where they get on. Zay gets on.
Let's
Do
get on.
you all get on the platform?
Come on, Juniper!
Yes.
Okay.
If you
I
don't want to
will-
live down here.
Shakily get onto it and then just latch onto a pole and just rest my head on it, close my eyes, and be like, "It's okay. There's food waiting for you. There's food. There's food. There's food."
The guide flips the lever, and this time the platform just goes up. And 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 up. When it eventually stops, he gets off. Assume everybody else also gets off.
Mhm.
And then he gets back on to flip the lever the other way before he jumps back off as the thing goes down.
Fancy.
And then he leads you all through a path to where there is some tracks and about 4 mining carts. And he just gets in one.
Oh, please, please tell me this is how we're getting back up to the surface.
He just looks at you and nods his head.
Yes. Can Juniper, like, comfortably fit in one of these?
Uh,
Or fit
I'm
in general?
gonna say not comfortably. She can get in one, and she fits. It's not comfortable though, but you do fit. Like you could get about 4 or 5 normal-sized people in here. You're a bit taller, so it's you don't have the knee room, but you fit just fine. I mean, Zaya fits. I mean, with between the 4 carts, everybody fits. And then you see he seems to grab off to the side of the cart this handle that has this lever to it. He grabs it, he pulls. You hear a loud bang as you can hear or imagine like a spring like undoing and the force hitting something else as it as metal on metal as you guys now realize you were at a little bit of an incline. And then whoosh, down you go. Metal grinding, sparks flying, underneath waterfalls, leaping from one platform to another, Indiana Jones style, before eventually coming outside to the entrance where everybody else is waiting.
We did it!
Woo, that was a rush! Now, how am I gonna get out of this thing?
Seagrass, we came back.
Team Camp, which is just Atticus and Grove Tender. As soon as the team with Zaya leaves, Jonathan is just giddy, handing out directions of what he needs, what he wants from the different wagons, as he asks for multiple bonfires to be started, as he opens up his wagon cart to start doing things, and he is just giving out directions, and well, things are starting to be cooked and mixed and prepared for whatever feast he's doing. You guys are given the choice if you would like to help him or explore the mining town a little bit.
Well, I was told I had to watch Jonathan and make sure he lived, so I am actively keeping an eye on him.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
definitely exploring the town.
Okay. Nothing like a split to the split party. Appreciate that. So, how literally is Grove Tender going to take these instructions? And by that, what I mean is, if Jonathan gets seemingly too close to a fire, are you suddenly pulling him back?
No,
Okay.
but I'm not going to let him out of my sight.
Okay.
Like, to the point where I'm probably getting a little uncomfortably close to him.
Would Jonathan even pay any attention in his state of mind right now?
Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, he notices, but it doesn't really bother him. He starts asking you to reach for things that are, up high to get him things.
I mean, what? Give me an example of what he's asking for.
Okay. So in one of the general provision wagons, he'll walk over to there and looking at like the steps to get up and then looking at you, he'll go, "Hi, Grove Tender, not the heretic, because you ate food now. Will you please, will you get me that brown sack right there?" As he points to a brown sack.
I mean, how many other brown sacks are there? Is there just the one brown sack? Or is there like 5 brown sacks? Are there 2 different kinds of brown sacks right next to each other?
There are 6 brown sacks right next to each other.
I mean, I will attempt to discern which one I reach for. And I will grab the one that I think he's pointing to. That should be the correct one. Maybe. I don't know. I'll start grabbing brown sacks. Fuck it.
Give me a perception check.
You're asking for the wrong skill check there, bud. Or not.
Okay. You're fairly certain that's the brown sack that he wants.
Then that's the one I grab.
And as soon as you grab it and get it down for him to hand it to him,
No, I just hold it there.
he looks at you. He looks at you. Can I have that?
Oh, yeah. And then I hand it to him.
Okay, thank you! And he starts scurrying off. Not that your, large lumbering steps can't keep up with him, but he takes off again.
Yeah, I'd obviously follow.
Well, you follow him as he opens up that sack, and you see a white powdery substance. Not that you have any idea what that is, but he doesn't snort it, so or does he? Who knows?
I don't know. I was starting to think it could be one of my relatives after it's been, refined.
Could be.
Cocaine. No, anyway.
As he starts getting, other people to help him, he gives directions. He's very stern when he gives directions. And if anybody doesn't, like when it comes to cooking, if they don't do it his way, like he lets them know that they are terrible pieces of shit and they can get the fuck out of his kitchen. He turns mean. Turns real mean.
Yeah, Grove Tender's having vague recollections of seeing this before. Somewhere at another point in time.
Yeah, one of those multiverse things.
Yeah.
Today's episode of Jonathan's Kitchen. Do-do-do-do-do. Butter base or bust.
It should be called Nine Hell's Kitchen.
Idiot sandwich.
9 hells, is that what you said?
Yeah, Nine Hell's Kitchen. Chef Jonathan.
You
normally
survived them all.
normally so kind and jovial. By golly, you starting to help prepare food and don't do what he says. Woo-hoo-hoo. Man, that cast iron's coming for you. It's scary. Atticus, what are you gonna do in the old shithole of a mining town? Which is kind of strange how bad it is, considering it's next to a seemingly profitable mine.
Well, I think the first thing Atticus is going to do is go ahead and put his clinkers back on.
Okay.
And then he's going to just kind of stroll down the main aisle, road. Clink,
Yeah.
clink, the whole way. And I want to keep my eyes out and just kind of pay close attention to people, places, anything that may look interesting or mundane even. I'm just kind of bringing it all in. I'm sensing.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an active perception check. Cool. So as you look around, you can see a wooden tavern that the building is kind of leaning to one side, as the foundation caved on that side long ago. Fairly close, but next to that is like old Western style sign that says General Store, also made out of wood. Across the street is just a sign that has a painted bed on it, but the paint has obviously faded for some time. You can just barely make out what it was. On the porch for the inn, or the bed sign, there is an older man sitting in a chair that seems to be sipping on something out of this larger clay jug, and just kind of staring off into space, not really paying attention to anything or anyone in particular, and every now and then drinking of something.
Is there anybody else around that I see, or is it just this fella?
It doesn't appear so, but you know that in that morning a bunch of people left and went up the mountain.
All right. And this guy's in front of the old general store?
It is in front of the inn, the
inn,
faded
okay.
bed sign. He's just sitting in a rocking chair. He's not even rocking. Just sitting in there. Every now and then takes a drink out of this clay jug, like, I don't know, about 2 feet tall or so.
Oh shit. That's not small.
Yeah. He's
getting at it. There he is.
Like he's got a finger in the loop, but he uses his elbow mostly to kind of lift it up, take a drink of something, and set it back down.
You know, I'm gonna clink. I'm gonna do the slow John Wayne walk up to him.
Sure.
And I'm gonna ask him, hey fella, what's your story? What's the story of this town here? In a really bad forced cowboy accent.
The individual, older gentleman, short white hair that's kind of wispy, not really all there. It's kind of half parted. Very weathered face. Quite a bit of stubble about the chin, as though, you know, he shaves semi regularly ish. Clothes are definitely older, worn. You can see maybe even travel worn. Probably it's longer sleeves, so warmer. He's got an old blue bandana around his neck that's kind of tied a little bit, and as he looks up at you, and he kind of has to blink a bit, and you can see, like, well, actually, maybe you can't. Give me an investigation check. You're close enough for this. You can see that his eyes are clouded over, as that's probably why he didn't seem to notice you until you spoke. As since you did speak, he looks up to you. And he goes, well, now that's it's not a voice I reckon I heard before. You new to the shithole of town?
You could say that. I'm just passing through.
Well, not much here, not much to say. It's not really that much of a town, just a bunch of shitty old places for shitty old people to shitty old live who can't seem to get away from the mine work.
What is it you're mining up here, old timer?
Oh, well, I mean, at this point in day, I don't rightly know, but back in my time, son, it was diamonds.
Diamonds, you say?
Oh, yeah. Big old blue ones, bigger than your arm.
These blue diamonds, do they have a name?
I mean, I never asked them what their names were. Never thought to, I reckon, actually. Never thought diamonds would have a name.
Everything's got a name. What's yours?
Never thought diamonds would have a name. Huh? I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said your shoe's on fire.
Oh. Well, could you do the polite thing and piss on it?
We don't do that where I come from.
Well, how
You
else are
might
you
be
supposed to put
thinking
the
of
fire out?
Well, I heard of this fella. This wizard fella. I heard of him through the grapevine. One time he liked to piss on people. Lived in that there town of there Waterdeep.
I'm not sure what deep water has to do with my feet being on fire.
Well, I mean, the deep water will make your feet that are on fire go purple. That's what it's got to do with that. But if you'll excuse me, old timer, I've got to go grab my big chicken and make sure the hippopotamus is having a baby.
I'm not sure I understand what that means. Are you sure you ain't drunk already?
Nope. Not yet.
As the old timer takes another drink out of this large clay jug.
Old timer, getting to it, yes, sir.
Yeah, well, someone's gotta.
I'm gonna bid him a fond farewell. I'm gonna head over to that general store area.
Okay. You can very easily cross the street and go inside the building itself. You see, as you walk in, there's a counter to your left where a very gaunt man with kind of balding on the top of their head, but around the sides is like this long, lanky black hair that's kind of thinning out. Not the cleanest, not the dirtiest. He's got patchwork black beard, not fully grown in all the way, so it's not a good kept beard in any way, shape, or form. Wears darker tan clothing, and he was reading something, but as soon as you walked in, he closed it, sets it down, and goes, kind of looks up and sees you and goes, You know how to use them pea shooters, son?
Well, that's a good question. You know how to eat food and meals through a straw?
He smiles real big. He's missing some teeth. He goes, I like you. You get 10% off.
Well, thank you for that there, old timer.
You
I want to take a wee look around, see what he's got on the shelf.
Are you here for the tournament then?
The tournament?
Oh yeah.
What tournament would you be referring to? There's so many of them these days.
Well, when the boys get back in from mining today, on the back side of the inn, they like to set up little games of some do shooting, some do tossing, knocking things off, and they put some wagers down on it.
That tournament. Well, I may or may not participate. It sounds like it might be something I could do, though.
Well, you're free to join, free to browse. You just let me know if you need something.
I'm looking for a rope.
About how long you need?
Fuck, hell if I know. I just fucked up and didn't have a rope. Hang on.
I mean, your typical adventuring gear rope is about 50 feet or so, but I mean, he gets up, walks around, he goes, if you follow me back here, this here corner here, and you can see like there's a spool of hemp rope, and he points to, he slaps his hand on it, Here's your typical rope. Nothing too fancy. Gets the job done. And then next to it, he slaps kind of this braided cord-like rope instead of the hempen rope. It's a little thinner. And he goes, but if you're feeling like spending a coin or two, this here's the silken stuff. It's a bit lighter and a bit stronger. But they're, both equally do their respective jobs. Just depends on what you're looking for.
How much are you getting for, say, 50 feet of this here silk rope?
Well, that there for 50 feet of that, that's 10 gold pieces, but I already said you get that 10% discount. We'll knock that down to 9 for you.
9 gold, huh?
Yep, for that silk stuff. That's good tensile strength there.
Say, if I wanted to, say, lash up, I don't know, about 150 to 200 pounds with this here silk rope, that'll work?
Well, I mean, 200 pounds of what? And how fast are they going when you're lashing?
Well, I reckon they don't run very fast.
Well, let's say this. When it comes to your 2 ropes here, your silk rope, if you were to, let's say you were wrestling up yourself a bull or so, let's say you're getting them down, roping them up, tying their feet together and whatnot. Well, they're gonna be good and stuck. It's gonna take quite a bit of strength to break out of that. Now, if you were to use that hempen rope, well, I mean, it'd still take a bit of strength, but probably not as much.
All right.
But that hemp's definitely cheaper.
Go ahead.
I mean, you get 50 feet of it for only a gold piece.
I think you cut a hard bargain. I'll do you 50 feet of this here silk rope. I can give you 8 gold, though. I know you said I had a discount. I tell you what, I'll give you 8 gold now. And I'll give you 10% of my winnings tonight.
Give me a persuasion check. Actually, hang on. Before I say that, are you actually considering going to the target practice tournament?
Oh, fuck yes, I am.
Okay.
Anytime I get to shoot hard shit and gun smoke.
Give me a persuasion roll instead of a deception roll. Okay. I need to make my own rolls here. Ha! Okay. He looks at your holsters, and he looks at you, and he's like really gauging you, and he goes, "All right, you got a deal. I'll do that 8 gold and percentage of your winnings. I'm good with that. I got faith in you. Something about you. It's ringing true."
Good enough. Good enough. You go ahead and just hang on to that, and I'll come collect that tonight when I give you my winning. 10%. Same courtesy you offered me.
That's sounds mighty fine. And he'll start sectioning, like counting out the 50 feet, like he's getting it ready for you.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Is
Now,
there
if I
anything
remember
else I
right,
could do you for while you're here?
I think this will do it for now. I might be back later. Well, I will be back later to collect on this. I might need something then.
That sounds mighty fine.
One more thing. You got any of those things that grow in the weeds? What did that one little one call it? A flower. You got any flour?
I mean, I got like all-purpose flour, like a baked good flour. Is that what you're looking for?
That's a flower, right? I'll take some of that too.
All right. You want it by the sack or by the pound, or what are you looking for?
Well, I guess just well, I mean a sack is a sack. How much comes in a sack? I don't need a big sack. I mean, she's a small person.
So you're looking for flour for your lady friend.
Yeah. Well, no. But she is a lady. And
All right.
I think she's a lady. She's green.
And you're bronze, so I'm not sure what the, anyway, is she a friend?
Well, I suppose.
So she's a lady, possibly, and a friend, so she's a lady friend.
Your logic is on point, fella.
Let me get down here to my my trade goods compendium here. Now, just out of curiosity, because I'm do you want cooking flour, or are you looking for flowers for your lady friend?
Well, it was colorful. Is your flower got color?
It definitely has a color, yes.
We'll keep it simple.
All right, sure. You know what? Let's get you a pound of flour. You know what? How about this? When you come back with your winnings, if my 10% is at least 2 gold, I'll throw the flour in with your rope.
Sounds like a steal to me.
That seems mighty fine. Well, what else you need?
I think that should be about it.
All right then. He finishes gathering the 50 feet of the silk rope, and he pulls out his dagger, and he has to take some time to cut it. And he does eventually. He binds it up real good, puts his dagger back, and then he hands a hand out to you. He goes, "I'm Matthias, by the way. What's your name?"
My name's Atticus, but everyone just calls me the judge.
Do you shake his hand?
Sure, I'll shake his hand.
Yeah. He goes, the judge. I got an even better feeling about it. I'm gonna. Whew, I like that. The judge. All right, judge. And he like gives you a wink and adjusts his hat whenever he says it. I set this up here at the counter with me, and I'll get your pound of flour, and you win that tournament tonight. We'll settle up.
Yes, sir. And I'm gonna just chink, 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 slowly walk on out.
Well, that's for tonight's episode of Tyranny of Dragons, where there's only been one sort of dead alive dragon and a bunch of tiny kobold dragons.
And a cute little one.
Fine. Ivy's carrying around a little
A
bitty
cute
one.
little one. It's good. He's cute. She's cute.
Oh man. Grove Tender, will you please attempt your shillelagh and see if we destroy the world, or if my new macro works?
I am become death, destroyer of worlds. Place item here to enchanted. Why did I just clock myself for 5 damage?
I don't know. We'll figure that out later.
I think you walloped yourself.
Huh. So maybe I need to take the damaging part off?
Probably. I think it just needs to apply the enchantment to the quarterstaff, which it looks like it has. Here, you know what? I got a perfect target right next to me here. Hold on.
Confirm no cover. Does it use your wisdom modifier?
No. It doesn't use my wisdom modifier, it uses my charisma modifier.
But that would be a +4, not a +8, so it is using your wisdom modifier.
Oh, is it? I can't tell because it's the same as my strength, so I just know it wasn't what it was supposed to be.
They're both +2s. Let's try changing this. Man, so if you use the ability again, can you take it off?
I feel like I just clocked myself again.
Yeah, probably. Well, that was quarterstaff. I meant shillelagh itself.
I didn't hit anything.
Oh, that
yet.
must have been the skin of your teeth applying finally.
I just had to remove the enchantment when God bless America. I just popped myself for frickin'
Yeah, I haven't fixed it yet. That's fine.
well, actually, I
Alright.
popped Atticus for
All right, so
for
now
12.
Poor
if I
Atticus.
remove the bludgeoning part of the formula, and
See if I buy you flour.
if I change the details
Bro, I'll just
to
grow my own
say
flowers.
charisma. All right, try enchanting your quarterstaff again.
Cast Shillelagh.
Cast shillelagh.
Pop Atticus with the thing. Put the quarterstaff here to enchant it. Alright, it's now an enchanted quarterstaff. Let's attack Atticus with my enchanted quarterstaff.
Ooh.
Let's attempt to attack Atticus again with my
No,
enchanted
it still only did a
quarterstaff.
+2.
Damn it.
I'll have to figure that out.
Yay, macros.
Submit changes. Close. I'm about to proc a cover thing again. Huh.
Oh yeah, I see replace ability. I'll have to change, it's setting it to wisdom. I need to change it to cha-cha-cha, save macro. All right, remove the shillelagh.
Should be removed. And then I'll
And re-add shillelagh.
hold on. We'll convolute it. Hold on. We're getting there. All right, it's there. And we should be able to check cover. And I
There
biffed
it
it,
is.
but it is the correct mod now.
Okay, that's all I cared about. All right, that's good enough. Now we can start beating up the judge.
I mean, we got to make sure it's the right on the damage, though. So, I mean,
That's
unpause the
quarterstaff
game.
is
So
D8, D8, right?
yeah, but it adds the charisma modifier for the bonus damage because it's shillelagh.
Yeah, if you look at your quarterstaff, ability modifier is charisma now.
I can't read, so that's difficult.
Nah, game's paused.
It does say mod, so it should be fine. There we go. Mission solved. Complete. Let me just unenchant my...
How are you unenchanting?
So, there's two ways. I can either go to Shillelagh spell and go to details, and you can just, like, remove enchantment from there, and it'll unpair the two.
Oh, I see that now. Okay.
Or you can also do it on the card in chat, where there's a little arrow that just says remove enchantment next to where... Because, like, it pops the card in there, and then you have to drop the weapon you want to use Shillelagh on into it, and that's how it enchants it. You can just click it off, and now my quarterstaff is no longer enchanted.
Very nifty. That was one of the version 12 changes, was enchantment.
Fancy.
So, in theory, that should be able to work for, like, what, Green Flame Blade, Booming Blade, all the...
Chris's pre-mates
Warcaster
handles the
swords.
rest of that.
For now.
But not Shillelagh.
Not shillelagh. Not
I
shillelagh.
miss the Warp Gate version, because I wanted to crack the world wide open.
Hard
You want to
no.
visit the Astral Sea?